Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Intro to Physical Anthropology website tour. When you enter our course website on Canvas for the very first time, this is the view that you'll see. If you scroll down a little bit, this is the home page. If you scroll down a little bit on the home page, you'll see that there are two banks of buttons. And we're going to talk about each of these two banks. So the top one shows a question mark and a help key. The question mark, the button with the question mark on it, if you click on that, that will take you to a discussion forum. And in that discussion forum, you can post questions, comments, things that you found that you thought were interesting that you wanted to share. I read this forum very frequently, especially in the beginning of the semester. So if you have a question, please post it here. It turns out that a lot of students have the same question. So if you post your question, it's likely that a lot of other students have the same question and that you're helping everybody by doing that. And then if you go to this forum and you look through and you see a question and say, hey, I know the answer to that, go ahead and answer it because this is really a forum for you. But as I said, I do check it regularly. The button next to the question mark is the help key. If you click on this, it'll take you to a page that shows a lot of information about where to go to get help. Help of a technical nature or help about inquisitive, all sorts of things. So click on that and take a look at what's there. Then if we go down, you'll see that there's a bank of 16 buttons. The first bank where the Start Here arrow corresponds to week 1. Each of the remaining buttons corresponds to a week in the semester. So week 2 is right adjacent to week 1. Then week 3, week 4, go back to the beginning of column 2 for week 5, and then all the way up to week 16, which is finals week. So let's click on one and see what's inside. Okay, the screen will repaint, and when you click on it, it'll first take you to an overview. The overviews are visible at any time during the semester, but the units, the actual material for the unit, won't be open until the week we're going to study it. So in this case, week 1 is open. So if we click on the next button, it'll take you to the material for the week. Now what you'll see here, it was the same 5 tabs that you'll see for every week. Introduction, Connect, Apply, Reflect, and Extend. In the introduction, well, it's an introduction, so it has introductory material. It's going to tell you a little bit about the topic, what we're going to study. This is information you'll want to know. Sometimes I put in a music video. Those are just for fun. So if you are inclined, go ahead and watch it. But importantly, I want you to pay attention to the objectives for the week. The objectives for the week are this is the stuff I want you to learn. So if you can answer the material listed in the objectives, then you'll be in great shape for the next exam, because I take the material for the exams right from the objectives. Sometimes I even use the objectives themselves as exam questions. So if I were you, I would every week write down the answers to each of the objectives. If you do that, you're golden for the first exam. Okay, so going on from the Introduction tab to the Connect tab. The Connect tab has all the ideas, facts, principles, readings, videos, and other material that you're going to need to learn for the week. So for Chapter 1, there's only 2 things. There's a video here, which is an introduction to biological anthropology. And it also, where my mouse is pointing, lists a chapter in the textbook. Now, frequently, I'll post additional readings in here. It won't just be readings from your textbook, or I'll put more information right into Canvas that I want you to learn. So make sure you visit this page. So that's it for the Connect tab. On the Apply tab, the Apply tab holds work assignments that will allow you to interact with the material that you've just learned on the Connect tab. So this is where you show me how well you've understood the material. So here you'll usually find a link to the inquisitive activity for the week, and the weekly assignment will be listed here. For week 1, you don't have a weekly assignment, but there I am asking you to complete a survey on your attitudes about evolution. So that's all that would be due for the first week. Then moving along to the Reflect tab, the Reflect tab asks you to just reflect on what you've learned, but put it into a real life context, something that perhaps has to do with you or something in the real world. But it's taking the information that you've learned, that you've applied, and now you're going to reflect on it in a more meaningful way. I often put discussions in this tab. So for this week, we do have a discussion. It's the introductions discussion, and this is where you get a chance to introduce yourself to me and everybody else. And then on the Extend tab, you'll find extra stuff. This is optional. You don't have to do it. Sometimes there are some modules that some students find difficult and find that they need a little extra information, or the same information but told from a different perspective. So you'll find a lot of additional material on the Extend tab, but again, it's all optional. Okay, so let's go back to the home page and see what else we have to do. There's one other thing I want to show you. You'll find here down below some information about purchasing your textbook. This information will probably go away because it's also in the syllabus. But what I want you to do is pay attention to this link here, the digital landing page. This is where you will go to to access Inquisitive. So if you look here, you'll see right here, if you need to purchase Inquisitive comes free with your textbook if it's a brand new textbook. If it's rented or bought used, you'll have to purchase Inquisitive. It costs about $20 to do that. If you prefer to have an e-textbook, you can get it at a pretty reasonable price, and the e-textbook comes with Inquisitive. So you would click here on this yellow button that says Purchase Options to purchase Inquisitive or an e-textbook. Otherwise, when you enter Inquisitive for the first time, you'll want to click on this green button to register for Inquisitive. Let's go back to the main page. We're almost done here. I just want to point out a couple things to you. One, if you would like to meet with me, I hold regular office hours online. And if you click on this button that says Confer Zoom, you'll see a list of my office hours. So all you have to do is go there, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You can follow the links and connect to the online conference. When you need to check your grades, click on this link. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have concerns about your grades. And finally, I wanted to point out to you the inbox right here. The inbox is where you can go to message me or to message other students. So whenever you click on this button, it'll open up something similar to email, and that's one of the ways that you can connect with me, as well as through the discussions or announcements or through the online conferencing tool. So I think that's it, and I'll see you in the class. Take care.